What I'm going to show you today in 5 minutes or less is how to access the 300 million credit cards that people like us have now stored in our browser, Chrome. It's known as the Payment Request API for those of us who are big payments nerds like me. By the way, I work for a company that is a payment company, Heartland Payment Systems. Do a lot of development for that crew, lead a group of developers. Oh, thanks. This won't be much of a sales pitch, though, although I will be using some of the tools that we've built. So there are, the normal way of taking a credit card. You have some form, pretty straightforward stuff, right? We've all seen this a bajillion times, but not everyone is familiar with the Payment Request API and what it can do. So let's start off. I'm going to create a button, and I'm going to give this button an ID of Pay Button because I'm not very clever here. And we're going to say that this is a type of button. Ooh. Yeah, I guess so. So we're going to do Pay Me as the button text. So pretty straightforward stuff. So now I have a button that says Pay Me that does absolutely nothing. Just for the sake of this, let's go ahead and hide it. And I'm going to do inline styles because I know everybody loves that in the programming world. Yep. How's that? Yeah, you can't see it anymore, but a little better? Okay, good. So we have a button. Now we need to do some stuff. So I've included my library under resources here. This is the Global Payments JavaScript library. So I can now access our objects that are going to pull back the Payment Request API data. So global payments .configure. And to this, I'm going to pass in a public API key. API key is equal to, and I stored that in the clipboard. That's the only thing I've got stored in my clipboard right now. So I've configured this thing to use a public API key. This is going to solve the single-use tokenization problem that keeps credit card data off your server. So the next thing that we need to do is create a request. It's equal to, we're going to do the same thing, global payments.payment request. And we're going to do a setup. And to the setup method here, we're going to pass in a few things. First thing being the button that we created. Pay button. And we're going to pass in a little function here that does some fanciness. We're going to pass in a few things here, some parameters that define this a little bit better. We have to add a totals in, part of the Payment Request API, and I'm only going to do a few parameters because there are a lot that you can do. We'll do total, and inside this we're going to have a label, payment amount. And we're going to add an amount, and this is going to be a value, and this will be $10, and we're going to pass in let's see, the currency of US dollars, USD, okay. And so we've got our global payments object, and so I run that. It hides my button, which lets me know that it's initialized my button. And down here now, we're going to have to do an event. So request dot on token success. Sorry for using magic variables on you guys. I'm sure you appreciate it, though. And to this guy, we're going to console.log the response that comes back from that guy. And we're also going to, let's see what we're going to do here. We'll do global payments this is only to close out the Payment Request API window, so the first initialization of the window is going to pop it up. To close out the window, though, we actually do need to and I will fix this for those of you who have been annoyed for the last 10 minutes. There you go. Okay. Well, I'm almost done. Complete. And so what this is going to do for us now, theoretically, that's not me laughing. Okay. Don't worry, I have a plan B. The guarantee. That doesn't work. Oh, how about I put some semicolons at the end of these? All right, let's try this again. No dice. How quick can I possibly resolve this? Payments.configure, payment request.setup. Who's got it? Anybody see any errors on here yet? Thanks, guys.